Good evening, guys. Hope everybody had a good day. It's Wednesday, December 10th. Former Squad Live Evening Edition. Thanks for being here, guys. I hope everybody had a good day. I was thinking we'll get a list going at some point here. It's Wisdom Wednesday. Maybe we could share some nuggets of wisdom, but another list we've talked about. I forget who shouted it out originally. Possibly Frank or somebody else, but we talked about it this morning. Top 10 one-hit wonders in sports history. Anybody has any ideas, we can share them out. Talk about them. We'll see if it's good enough. We'll throw it in a bracket, guys. We got enough options. Not too much going on, at least in the Philly sports world tonight. Flyers aren't playing till tomorrow. Sixers aren't playing till Friday. I guess it's the NBA Cup tonight. More quarterfinals NBA Cup action that everybody's... Hey, Elena. How are you doing? More NBA Cup action that everybody's loving. Apparently. 2 games on tonight. Phoenix... OKC about to start in a couple minutes, then Spurs Lakers later, so it should be a good game. Baseball off-season news. I saw that the Orioles signed Pete Alonso for a 5-year, $155 million deal. I'm surprised that the Mets would let him go. TBH makes me think, I don't know. I'm just surprised the Mets would let him walk. Especially with how much money they've been spending. So, hope everybody had a good day. Thanks for being here, Elena, everyone. Michigan fired their coach, football coach. Philip Rivers is in Indy. What's good, Official Prince? How are you doing, man? Are you a Prince fan? Hey, guys. How's everybody doing tonight? Hola. Welcome. Wherever you're coming from, hope you guys had a good day. Thanks for being here. Welcome, guys. We're going to get... What's good, Shivang? Hi, everyone. What's up? Hope everybody had a good day. How are you doing, Hazel? Where are you from? We go live here every day, so hope you guys stick around. I am from Pennsylvania, United States. Good evening, JK. How are you doing, man? How are you doing today? We were thinking top 10 one-hit wonders today. Might need some help putting that list together, though. One-hit wonders of sports. I've got a couple ideas, but I don't know if I could come up with 10 decent ones on my own. Maybe I could. I probably could. But was curious what we could have that discussion. Not yesterday's was a great stream. Everybody liked talking about families. There's so many families. So many players referenced. So, good evening, Clarks. How are you doing? Mischief? Where do you get the mischief from? How are you doing, Clarks? Welcome, Shiva Ang. How are you doing tonight? I've been working on this YouTube thing mainly these days. So we'll get which one? What are we feeling tonight, Elena? JK, everybody? Top 10 one-hit wonders. Top 10 mischief mischief athletes. Seems a little intense. What? Which one seems intense, Elena? Dealer's choice? All right, that sounds good. That sounds good. We'll go back to the we will definitely go back to the yeah, well, not criminal, Elena. We'll figure that out. That's a good point, Elena, that we shouldn't what the heck. That's a good point, Elena. That we shouldn't until we have a rubric figured out on how we're going to vote on that. Maybe we hold off on that one. So, and I already typed it out. Top 10 one-hit wonders of sports. So thanks for being here, JK, Elena, everyone. Hope you guys all had a great day. And we all know how my typing is. Just kidding. Just kidding, guys. Hopefully, I'm trying to... There we go. Wisdom Wednesday. Shiva's pursuing finance. Interesting. What do you find interesting about finance, Shiva? I like talking about finance myself. Wisdom Wednesday. Clarks, you got any nuggets of wisdom to share? Try to think of what nuggets of wisdom I came across today. I've been seeing a lot of Shedeur Sanders motivational highlights. I guess he learned from his dad. So I like hearing those. I like hearing those. I was hearing those. Very, very nice, Clarks. I think the one quote from Shedeur that I was seeing was like something about how people keep watching him, expecting him to fail, but it's not going to happen. So I like that confidence coming from Shedeur Sanders. Do I just like put my options on the list here? The haymakers that we thought of? That I thought of? I really only got one, guys. Well, I mean, we'll see what else comes across. I got a couple. Downrange isn't always in front of you. From your former crew leader. All right, JK, thanks for sharing that. Downrange isn't always in front of you. It's interesting. Take me all night to figure out what that means. Joe Blanton, Elena says. Okay, very good one. Joe Blanton. Did you think of that one, Elena? Joe Blanton. That's a good one. Joe Blanton hit a home run in the World Series as a pitcher for the Phillies in 2008. That's why Elena maybe it's close to. You had to look up his name. That's a good one. You're saying you might be. Well, it's cool because Peyton Hillis is a great one. Peyton Hillis. Wow, he really was a one-hit wonder. Let's see. I'll look some of this stuff up, guys. Peyton Hillis for the Browns. Although he played other places too. He played in, I guess the Browns was the only he had one season over 1,000 rushing yards with the Browns. 2010 was really a one-hit wonder. He came back the next season for the Browns, But that's a very, very good answer for this one-hit wonder. Josh Gordon is a good one, too. Joe Blanton might be one of the last pitchers to hit a home run in a World Series game. I wonder how many hit one after him. Josh Gordon is a good one. Like, he did end up playing, more than just the 1 year. But that year was definitely his hit. And people were waiting for another hit like that for the rest of his career. So I think that makes sense why he's on this list. All right, guys, we got a couple names on the list. We'll put one that we thought of earlier. I don't mean, technically maybe, I don't know, maybe not a one-hit wonder, but Linsanity certainly was a one-hit wonder. Shout out B-Wall. He might be mad that I put that up there. He was the one referencing that. But Jeremy Lin had that crazy rise in 2011, 12. Probably around the same time as Josh Gordon. Something like that. Jeremy Lin. Joe Blanton was a good one, Elena. Literally one hit wonder. Probably some relief pitchers in baseball. Peyton Hillis is a really good one, too. Peyton Hillis is a good one. Any other ideas, guys? Top 10 one-hit wonders of sports? I was thinking, I don't know if it's... I mean, we can determine what criteria we vote on or whatever, but one I'm going to put up there, I don't know if this is controversial or not, but Giannis. Shoot. Giannis, something like that. Not saying it's one. I guess Kawhi Leonard isn't really one. They did win. He did win in San Antonio. But Giannis had the one finals run. Also, not really a one-hit wonder. But we can put up whatever criteria you want, guys. Dirk Nowitzki. Not really a one-hit wonder, but they did have that finals run in 2011, I guess. It's a Z instead of an S. I get, one finals run. Definitely not a one-hit wonder. Are you saying don't put Nowitzki on there, JK? It's not. Nick Foles, B-Wall says. Haymaker. Welcome, B-Wall. How are you doing, man? Haymaker. Nick Foles. Great answer, dude. It's absolutely one. Nick Foles. No, it's a great answer. JK, I don't know if JK's telling me not to put Nowitzki on here. Buster, great one, B-Wall. Buster Douglas, definitely. Uh-oh. Buster Douglas, definitely. So far, we've got Joe Blanton. Let's see if we can find that home run for Elena. Trent Richardson. What up, Bobby? Tebow? What up, Bobby? How are you doing, man? Schwarber's back. What are your thoughts? Trent Richardson? I mean, but did Trent Richardson even have any hits? Another Cleveland guy, right, JK? Wasn't he in Cleveland? Are we talking about Blake Bortles? Blake Bortles is a good one. Tim Tebow? Now, Tim Tebow in college was not. Tim Tebow in college was not a one-hit wonder, but definitely in the pros could be considered a one-hit wonder. Blake Bortles as well. Dirk is no. Yeah, you're right, JK. You're right. You've been... JK is saying Don Majkowski. No, he's saying don't put Nowitzki. All right, we'll put Matt Flynn in here and take out Dirk. But what about Giannis? Take out Giannis or leave Giannis? Did you see, Bobby? The Orioles just signed Pete Alonso on a very no Greek. I think you're right. I'll take him out. Jordan Clarkson during the bubble. Did you see that Pete Alonso just signed a similar deal? Puig, I don't know. Pete Alonso signed a similar deal to Schwarber to go to the Orioles. Brady Anderson. Is the baseball player Brady Anderson? I put Matt Flynn on there. Brady Anderson. Where are you coming up with these people? Yeah, he played for the Orioles. Here, we'll play the first person on this list. Elena suggested Joe Blanton based off of this hit.
One is hit well into left. How about Blanton going deep?
I wonder if we can look it up. He might have been the last pitcher. He was a pretty good player, Brady Anderson. That's what I thought. He was possibly on. That was like peak steroid era that season that Brady Anderson hit 50. Joe Blanton was quite possibly the last pitcher. I don't know. We can fact check that at some point, but quite possibly Joe Blanton was the last pitcher to. Johnny Manziel? I don't think that's a hot take. We've got our resident Cleveland historian here to determine that. Is Johnny Manziel a one-hit wonder? JK, what do we think? I think he kind of... Definitely that one season. We'll say Maurice Clarett, maybe? Definitely. Johnny Manziel... I mean... Clarett, something like that. Johnny Manziel? Question mark? David Tyree is a great one, Brian. That is, yeah. Yeah, he's Johnny Manziel for college, exactly, because he really only had the one great season. David Tyree is a good one. Top 10 one-hit wonders of sports. Who is that? Oh, is that the Bird? Wasn't his nickname the Bird or something like that? David Tyree will go on here. I don't even know how you spell his last name. No, well, it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be a 2x32 bracket. Maybe just a 32-man bracket. Maybe no extra bracket tonight, guys. Buster Douglas, we got. Elena fact check. That is correct. The last pitcher to hit a home run in the World Series was Joe Blanton in Game 4 against the Rays. All right. Very good one-hit wonder, Elena. First suggestion. Peyton Hillis. Matt Flynn. We do have Matt. What's up, Dan? We got our boy Matt Flynn. Mark. I'm trying to spell Mark Fidrick. We do have, so far, we got Blake Bortles, Buster Douglas, Nick Foles, Matt Flynn, Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel, Maurice Clarett, Jeremy Lin, Mark Fiedrich, the Bird, David Tyree, the helmet catch, Josh Gordon, Peyton Hillis, Joe Blanton. I think it's a pretty good list. I'll be right back, guys. We need a priority number one. It's that desperate, guys? That desperate? Is that John Riggins, JK? Baby Shaq? Big Baby Davis? Ilya Bryzgalov? We'll put Ilya Bryzgalov in there. Dan, did his hit come with the Flyers or not? He was in that video that you sent me today, wasn't he? Getting chewed out by Peter Laviolette. John Riggins? Is that... We'll look it up. Before the Flyers? We'll look it up, JK. No, not Riggins. I think... I don't know. We'll look that up. 200 in the Super Bowl. Timmy Smith? Never heard of him? 204 yards? Jeez. That's a great one, JK. Matt Stairs is a good one, Dan. We'll put Matt Stairs on the list. Hank Baskett? Who's that? Matt Stairs. Timmy Smith, I had to look him up. Timmy Smith is a great one, JK. Well, it happened in '88. I mean, that's completely understandable. It's just interesting. I'll show everyone. I looked up Timmy Smith's. Timmy Smith had 600. He still holds the record. This is a good trivia question, guys. JK just came up with Timmy Smith. That doesn't even have his picture on his Wikipedia page. That much of a one-hit wonder. He holds the record, NFL record for most rushing yards in a Super Bowl with 204, and his career rushing yards is 602. I think NC State is a good one, Dan. We can put the NC State up there. Hank Basket. Receiver? Icky Woods? Like, some of these guys I'm not even gonna know. Let's see. I got Johnny Football. Big Baby Davis. Is that Baby Shaq, Dan, when you said Baby Shaq? Ilya Brizgalov, Matt Stairs. Got them. Hank Basket. George Mason is a good one. Dan's refer to their Final Four run. Who is Icky Woods? Yeah, guys, it can be like George Mason, NC State. Big Baby Davis. We'll put Icky Woods on there. Boban Marjanovic? Maybe. I mean, how big of a hit was that, though? I mean, Dan, we do have Peyton Hillis. JK, of course, came up with that one. That's a great one. So far we got, guys, Joe Blanton, Peyton Hillis, Josh Gordon, Matt Stairs. Chris Jenkins is a good one. Literally, had a good college career, but that being the biggest hit for sure. No, I like it, Bob. We like it, Bobby. It's a good one. Put him on the list. I think it's a good one. Jenkins for the championship. I mean, it's a Sean Bradley. We'll put him on there. Sean Bradley. Guys, possibly tomorrow we might redo a bracket or something. Maybe I sign up for Bracket HQ Premium. I've decided, might as well. We use it all the time. But oh, that's sick. All right, cool, guys. Figure out a way how to randomize it too. So that's good news. Maybe tomorrow we do our first redo bracket. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Cross that bridge. Russell Wilson? Well, thanks for sticking around. We're talking, well, that's kind of the point. Like, these are some deep cuts because they're one-hit wonders. They're not necessarily... It's totally understand. Like, I haven't heard of some of these guys. Icky Wood. I still want to look up some of these guys. Icky Woods. Icky Wood Shuffle. The Icky Shuffle. The end zone celebration that changed player celebrations forever. The Icky Shuffle. I don't know if you might be confusing it with like the Harlem Shake or something, Elena. Who knows? Where's the? There's the Icky Shuffle.
Woods Icky Shuffle. When he unveiled his touchdown celebration dance, the Icky Shuffle.
What announcer is that? That guy's still doing it. Which announcer is this, guys? Can you guys tell? This guy's still. It's got to be an old guy, right?
Icky Shuffle.
Is that? Chip Kelly is a good one. Is that Merrill Reese? As crazy as that sound? No, it can't. It can't be. Get it? Who knows? Icky Shuffle, Wayna. Is it good enough though? Ice it. Who's? Lena wants to do a short on the Icky Shuffle. Maybe. It doesn't look like top end zone celebrations. Alright, that can come one day. Eisen? Who are you referencing, JK? Eisen? This is a good one, but it's... Doug Peterson? Oh, you're saying, I don't know. I don't know if it's him. I think it might be the Philly radio guy. I'm not sure. Trent Dilfer? That's a good one, Dan. Trent Dilfer is a good one. Trent Dilfer. We'll put Chip Kelly on here. Cam Newton? Had that one win in college, but CJ? Probably a bunch, Dan. That's the thing. I don't know. Golfers, it might be. Golf, you're right. That's a good point. Definitely, they're like Y.E. Yang. We could put Y.E. Yang up in here. Might as well put Y.E. Yang. I don't think he won the green jacket. But we'll put Y.E. Yang in here. I think that's a good one. There could be a bunch of them. It's a good point, though. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. Did we put Sean Bradley on this list? I don't know. You don't think so? The Icky Shuffle. Hank Basket? He didn't really have any hits, Dan. Maybe Freddie Mitchell? Is that who you could have been thinking of? Leicester City is a good one. You're saying what? The Miracle on Ice? I don't know, like Miracle on Ice for like U.S. hockey. Why do we think C.J. Stroud? Oh, do we not think he's very good? I guess they won in the. Did he win the Natty in college? C.J. Stroud. I'm tentative to put on this list just because his career's not over. Who knows? He could have more hits coming this postseason. Leicester. B-Wall says CJ Stroud kind of sucks. Leicester City. Kevin Curtis? We could put Kevin Curtis on this list. He had one. Looks like he had 1,000 yard receiving season in 2007. He had one other like halfway yeah, we'll put Kevin Curtis on this list. That's a good one, Dan. Wentz is a good one too. We'll put Kevin Curtis and Carson Wentz on here. Carson Wentz has to be on here. Jason White. Vince Young, guys. Vince Young. I think Vince Young is a good one. Vince Young. Carson Wentz. Vince Young, Carson Wentz, Jason White. I mean, they're probably a whole bunch of... We got Trent Dilfer, I believe. Yeah, got Trent Dilfer. A lot more, probably more offensive players, you know? It's like on defense, like... Definitely a lot more... For football, we got like... I don't think we have any defensive players, which that makes sense, you know? If you're a one-hit wonder... Probably on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know. Patrick Robinson. It's like this one this today, like it's taken me a minute. I'm like, who? Patrick Robinson. The cornerback, Dan? On the Super Bowl journey? Okay. DaRon Bland? That's a good one. DaRon Bland is a good one. That's a great one, Dan. The kid who ran back the Alabama field goal. Definitely put DaRon Bland on here. Not Curse, right? No, not Curse. Oh, Albert Hainsworth? Albert Hainsworth. Right? Is that who you were thinking of? The guy who's on the ground in every single Commanders highlight that he's in. Every Washington highlight he's in, he's on the ground. Yeah, he'll go, he's on the list. I put him on the list. Albert Hainsworth. Patrick Robinson, I totally forgot about him, Dan. DaRon Bland is a great one. He has one interception since 2023. That's it. He had 9 in 2023. We're getting there, guys. I mean, we probably are already pretty close to a solid tourney. Albert Hainsworth, I remember him. He signed for a whole bunch of money leaving the Titans to go to the Redskins. and then he was terrible. Timmy Smith, though, that was a great one. I never even heard of Timmy Smith. George Mason, the Final Four run. Chris Jenkins, shout out Bobby. That was a great suggestion. Sean Bradley. What could be considered Sean Bradley's hit? Because Space Jam? He was in Space Jam. Tim Tebow. I saw a motivational Tim Tebow video the other day. Fired me up. Maybe we'll watch it. All right, guys. We only need like a couple more. Brian Billick. Good one. Kiki Alonso. That was Curse, Dan. Javon Curse. I just confused him with Almer Hainsworth. Jamarcus Russell is a great one. Jamarcus Russell is just a fabulous suggestion. There we go. What's the LSU saying? What? Go Tigers. Go Tigers. Ben Simmons. All right, that's it. We'll end with maybe we got to put Jamarcus Russell and Ben Simmons. Dad, those are two amazing ones, dude. Ben Simmons. Oh, my God. Ben Simmons. Oh, it was Ben Simmons. Yeah. Wow. Ben Simmons. I mean, have you guys seen, like, he's saying that he'd go back and play for the Sixers for free? Dan, Yao Ming is a Hall of Famer, man. We can't put Yao Ming in there. Right? I don't know if they're saying he's going to play yet, Brian. They're saying he's going to try, though. Ben just wanted the money. I mean, Well, Bobby, did you see recently he's been saying, apparently, that he'd come back and play for the Sixers for free? Did you see that? Is that, like, clickbait? Did he actually say that? That's ridiculous. Gosh, guys, take yourselves back to, like, what year was that? The first year, the Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid experiment. The future looked so bright. Pete Carroll, Dan? I don't know about Pete Carroll because he had that USC run and then the Seattle run. You know? It was definitely legit. Wow. He's making it up, though. Like, he's probably trying to impress somebody. Jimmy Bucklet. What about Tyler Hero? Some bubble MVP. Jimmy Buckets. No, I can't put Jimmy Buckets on this list. He's more than a one-hit wonder. for other reasons, Dan. I'll let you know why. Tyler Hero's a good one. All right, we'll put Tyler Hero on it. That'll be the last one. Neto. Is he still playing? All right, I'm going to shuffle it a couple times, guys. Until we get a number one we like. All right, this is a number one I like. Number one I like. Yeah, I'm fuel checking right now, Brian. Monterey burritos. Who is the better sports one-hit wonder? That's the question we're going to be asking. Going to get all the way down to who is the best. I like Jeremy Lin as the 1 seed here. Chip Kelly, he's lucky to even get a spot in this tournament. He's still sticking around the NFL. I wonder where he's going after this. Just got fired by the Raiders. So polls are live, guys. Thanks for being here tonight. Hope everybody's having a good night. Wednesday, December 10th. Did we leave anybody out? That's the thing about this. That's the good thing about this. It's like, oh, we'll be like thinking about guys we left out. But it's not a big deal because they're one-hit wonder. It's like, oh, we forgot about him. One-hit wonder status, you know? Jamarcus Russell, donut. Evidently went and used the money to go buy a bunch of donuts. That's another great Stephen A. We'll remember later. It's another great Stephen A. monologue. All right, we'll call that, guys. 4-0. Jeremy Lin over Chip Kelly. Now, this one I might have to, if anybody wants to see any video, let me know. We'll have to explain it. I mean, Mark Friedrich, the Bird, Timmy Smith, that's kind of the drawback. Well, whatever. It'll be fun. It'll be funny to see who wins. Right now we got Timmy Smith, who we learned tonight. He has the record for most rushing yards. Most rushing yards in a Super Bowl game with 204. But he has 600 career rushing yards. Dan, okay, we got new matchup. You're plowing right now, Dan? Oh, my gosh. What a boss. Absolute boss. We got Mark Friedrich versus Timmy Smith. It's live right now. Mark Friedrich. Let's just look at his nickname, the Bird. 5 seasons. He won Rookie of the Year. This is a really good one. He won Rookie of the Year. 24 complete games. His rookie year. That's a really good one. Mark Friedrich, the Bird, is a really good one. You got a lot of snow up there, Dan? He won Rookie of the Year when he was 21. Had his best season ever, and then he was an all-star, but it looks like he pitched 250 innings. Wow, 2 inches. All right, well, be safe out there, man. Thanks for being here. We'll call that one Mark Friedrich. Now, this is a must-vote matchup, Dan. I'll let you know when it's live. but it's going to be Wentz. Is that the problem? JK? It's Wentz versus Brzgalov, and it's live now. That was the problem with Mark Friedrich? It was the 70s. So we had Jeremy Lin move on with 4 votes. Mark Friedrich got 3-1. Well, that's kind of that's what we're saying, B-Wall. Like, that's kind of the funny thing about tonight is, like, we got to kind of explain who all these guys are, which is fine. Mark Friedrich won the Rookie of the Year, his rookie season. Had just a killer season. Mark was a beast for literally his second, but he liked the weed, as Stephen A. would say. Carson Wentz versus Ilya Brzgalov. All right, we'll call that there. Carson Wentz is going to win that one. All right, this next matchup is a good matchup. 2 national champions in different sports. Welcome, Brian. Chris Jenkins versus Vince Young. That's now live. That poll is now live. Carson Wentz, I guess we're considering his hit. That Timmy Smith Super Bowl is one of the first games you remember, JK. Thanks for sharing that. That's great. That's funny. Still didn't remember his name, but we remember that performance. Carson Wentz, I guess his hit was the 2017 season before who'd they play in that Super Bowl, JK? I had it looked up. I don't know. It was like 88 or something like that. All right, guys, we'll call this poll here. Big dub. Big dub. Maybe a little bit of Philly bias. Broncos. Was that after the drive, JK? Was that the same season as the drive? Chris Jenkins is going to move on over Vince Young. Our next poll. 35-point second quarter. Wow. Next poll, guys. We got Jamarcus Russell versus Haynesworth, Albert Haynesworth. 2 guys who kind of quit after signing big contracts. Jamarcus Russell, first pick in the draft by Al Davis and the Raiders. Albert Haynesworth, he was good. Yeah, he was a good player. All right, guys, I got to move Chris Jenkins on 3-1. Good God, man. That's funny, JK. Looks like people agree with that take. People are agreeing with that take. Let's see if I can find that.
I am a person that believes in second chances. I think America is the land of second chances. Except for when it comes to this dude, Mr. Jabba the Hutt, you fat, sloggly, no good lazy. Oh, come on.
That wasn't the one that he says, like, evidently used it to buy a whole bunch of donuts. 5 votes. Albert Haynesworth's going to win. We'll move him on to the next round. Thanks for the votes, guys. 3-2. Jamarcus Russell eliminated. What's good, Elena? B-Wall? Next matchup, guys. Jason White, Heisman Trophy winner for Oklahoma, I believe. Versus Blake Bortles. And Blake Bortles had that. He did have that run. I forget what year it was. Maybe 2019 or something like that to the AFC Championship game. So that poll's live. Evidently used to buy a whole bunch of donuts. This is Jabba the Hutt. Stephen A. Tell it like it is.
Second chances, except for when it comes to this dude, Mr. Jabba the Hutt.
Sorry, that doesn't sound great. He got paid on that run. There's like some. All right, guys, we'll call that one. That was a clear victory for Blake Bortles over Jason White. Clear victory for Blake Bortles over Jason White. Next matchup, guys. David Tyree versus Sean Bradley. Sean Bradley was in Space Jam. I guess that was his only hit. He was a high draft pick. Stephen A. the Al Sharpton of sports. Pretty much. It's pretty accurate. What was I going to look up? Blake Bortles. 5-0. Wasn't it? 5-0 for Blake. Jason Babin was good. All right, who are these dudes? Sean Bradley is a super tall basketball player. You know, you're the one that suggested David Tyree, bro. Jason Babin was a good one, Bobby. You're the one who suggested. Are you questioning David Tyree? I thought you were the one who suggested that. David Tyree catch. We could have put Mario Manningham up there. Could have maybe put Mario Manningham up there. That was a great catch too. You're asking about Sean Bradley, who's going to move on. Sean Bradley was like a freakishly tall white guy. I think he got really injured, unfortunately. But he's like 7'6" or something like that. It was a high draft pick. I know exactly who you're talking about, Dan. He wore number 69. Right? Is it like Jared? Is it Jared Allen? Is it that? It's something like that. Is it Jared Allen? I don't know. All right, let's get back to the bracket here, guys. Sean Bradley moved on. Great matchup right here. Peyton Hillis versus Ben Simmons. Who is the better sports one-hit wonder? You're talking about Jared Allen. He was a good player, wasn't he? 3-2 for Sean Bradley. Going back to David Tyree, who was eliminated. This is the helmet catch, though. I mean, honestly, Peyton got a Manning cover. It's true. No, we got plenty of votes, dude, B-Wall. This is awesome. We got lots of votes here. You want more? Need more voters? We need more voters. This is honestly just such a great play by Eli. How did he catch that on his helmet? Rodney Harrison, right? It's got to be Rodney Harrison. Ben Simmons could have been so good. It's a shame. Peyton Hillis is a great one and very, very, very good for this tourney. Got the Madden cover. Got the Madden cover. Who's better, Peyton Hillis or Cam Scattaboo? Kind of similar, no? This is, I mean, you can't even write these matchups, guys. We got Matt Flynn versus Trent Dilfer. It's like just kind of perfect matchup right there. Scat's better than Hillis. He did one game. The Flan Clan. I guess Matt Flan Clan. What game was that? Was it like... Because he was Rodgers' backup, right? All right, we'll call that one there. Matt Flynn moves on unanimously. He was Rodgers' backup, and then he went to Seattle. I'm just trying to remember. Was the game even a... It wasn't a playoff game, right? Was it? That he balled out on? And then it was Russell Wilson that took his job. You're saying the big surprise. Hey, I didn't even suggest Matt Flynn be well. He was suggested by multiple people. Let's look up what destroyed the eggs, really? You love that who is back in the bracket? Oh, YE. Yay. 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 I know, I'm like, who? Yay? Yay's not in the bracket. Oh, Yay Yang. Y-E Yang. All right, that's unanimous 3-0 dub for Y.E. Yang over Tyler Hero. I didn't announce that the poll was out. Maybe Dan's plowing out there. JK abstained. All right, we got now matchups live, guys. Joe Blanton, the last pitcher to hit a home run in the World Series, versus Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas knocked out Tyson. He knocked out Tyson, didn't he? It was a knockout, I believe. Maybe some Philly bias coming out here. Maybe a little bit. Call it there, guys. Joe Blanton's going to move on over Buster Douglas. I love that. Next poll's coming out. Elena's so hyped. Elena's so hyped. This is another good matchup, guys. It's live right now. We got Deron Bland, who had like 9, set the record, right? 9 interceptions or something like that. It might be the record. Set the record for interceptions in a season. And then Josh Gordon, also NFL, lit the NFL on fire, literally, figuratively, all ways, when he came into the league, but unfortunately was chasing that hit the rest of his career. All right, so Joe Blanton won 3-2 over Buster Douglas. We got some good, all right, we'll call this one. Deron Bland, sorry, Josh Gordon is going to win this one unanimously. I think that's deserved. I agree with that. That's deserved. Next matchup, guys, Tim Tebow versus Matt Stairs. That's live right now. Tim Tebow, can't consider his college. It's more Tim Tebow in the NFL, I would say. I'm not sure. All right, I'll find that Tim Tebow motivational video at some point. I mean, the guy was a motivator. All right, he's gonna win. Sorry, Matt Stairs. Another good matchup coming up, guys. Johnny Football versus Nick Foles. This is a good one. College success, pro success. Nick Foles did it as the backup QB. It was interesting. They're saying on the radio today, guys, Philly, like, there's a whole bunch of calls for Tanner McKee, the backup quarterback. Not everybody, but a whole bunch of people are calling for Tanner McKee, the backup. And they were making the point, it's like, well, Nick Foles won the Super Bowl here, so, like, people are always going to call for the backup. Deservedly so or not. Nick Foles. Well, first I'm going to move Tim Tebow on. And we're also going to move Nick Foles on. 4-1 dub over Johnny Football. Got our final 2 matchups in the first round, guys. We've got the originator, founder of the Ickey Shuffle, Ickey Woods himself, up against the George Mason Final Four run. That poll is now live. Who or what is the better sports one-hit wonder? George Mason Final Four run or Ickey Woods, of the Ickey Shuffle himself? Good for Ickey. I'm rooting for Ickey, TBH. I agree. That's JK. I totally agree with you, man. That's kind of why I was saying that I was rooting for Ickey, because it's like we kind of had, and we kind of merged brackets. I completely agree. That's why that's what was going through my brain when I was like kind of rooting for Ickey. So we'll call it right there. guys, and just as the same, kind of the same thing, we got Maurice Clarett, who is the one, I mean, versus Leicester City. Now, in this one, I'm not going to put my finger on the scale, but also kind of feel the same way. Feel the same way about this one. That's exactly what I was thinking of. I'm still looking for this Tim Tebow motivation that I saw at some point. I'll find it at some point. One card. They're league down now, Dan? I didn't even know that. They got relegated again? All right, well, Maurice Clarett is going to move on at least to the next round, guys. They got relegated. I didn't know that. I thought they got relegated again. All right, so we got nothing but league down and struggling. Oh no. Oh no. All right, guys, we're doing top one-hit wonders in sports. Thanks for being here, guys. Who is the better sports one-hit wonder? We are into the second round here. We've got Jeremy Lin up against Mark Friedrich. The Bird was his nickname. Jeremy Lin, you might remember, set the NBA on fire 2011-12. Linsanity. And then you had Mark Friedrich, who in 1976, at 21 years old, pitched 250 innings with a... So that poll's up and live right now, guys. Friedrich. Thank you, JK. I'm butchering the name. Appreciate it. Friedrich. Wrexham will be up before Leicester. Oh, no. Shoot. Darn. I mean, not saying I'm not rooting for Wrexham to keep going higher, but darn. It's too bad to hear about Leicester. Friedrich, thanks for the pronunciation guide, JK. It could have been worse, but Maurice Clarett on to the next round. I mean, I think he's a pretty good one-hit wonder. All right, we'll call that one there, guys. Jeremy Lin. Linsanity going to move on 3-2. Our next matchup, guys, we got a little bit of Philly bias here. Carson Wentz up against Chris Jenkins. Who is the better sports one-hit wonder? That's the question we're asking tonight. That poll is now live. Mark Friedrich won 3-2. Or no, I'm sorry. Jeremy Lin won 3-2. There we go. Jenkins for the championship. I would play that, Dan, but it might. Oh, who knows? Maybe we don't. Jenkins doesn't even need the juice. Jenkins doesn't even need the juice, guys. Chris Jenkins for the championship. Carson Wentz, I mean, like, Carson Wentz, I guess his hit would be like the 2017 season. People calling for Tanner McKee here in Philadelphia. I'd play that Jenkins for the championship, but he doesn't even need it to win. He doesn't even need it to move on. All right, we'll call that one there, guys. Jenkins is going to move on 3-2 over Carson Wentz. He was very good, Dan. He was very good. It's just, but it wasn't even the physical injury that got him, though. You know, Dan? That's my opinion, at least. It wasn't even the physical injury why he... And that's why we don't... I don't know. Are we going through the same thing right now, guys? MVP to washing cars? Who's that? Yeah. I guess that's a good point. I've never heard anybody say that, Dan. That is a good point. That it... Wentz? Carson, yeah. I mean, he was so beloved here. There's still people would want to bring him back. It was a very interesting time when like the Eagles were getting rid of Carson Wentz or didn't know if they should get rid of Carson Wentz or what. Jalen Hurts was here. That's a good point, Dan. Hurts' best features are his intangibles. And that he got from competition and coaching. It's why he's still unflappable. All right, guys. I gotta place my first tie-breaking vote of the night. I'm gonna say Blake Bortles. I think Albert Hainsworth. I'm gonna say Blake Bortles. More of a one-hit wonder in my book. In my book. What are you saying that Shedeur has? The intangibles? I agree. We're agreeing. I mean, hey. If Wentz were coached by Saban, he would be a hardened veteran at worst at this point. I think you might be right. All right, guys. Our next matchup is Sean Bradley versus Peyton Hillis. I would say no, still JK. Although it would not be like, it wouldn't be 50-50, but it would not be unanimous if you asked the people of Philadelphia. If you asked the Eagles organization, that's the thing. That's the conversation they're having. You think so, Dan? I don't know. I think he does. I think he's confident, man. Don't you kind of want your quarterback to have some irrational confidence? Maybe. I mean, as long as he's not throwing 4 picks in the game. You see, okay, we'll see. That's a good, all glitz, no glam. So, JK, you're saying you would do that trade in a heartbeat? We'll call that one right now. We'll say Peyton Hillis, 4-1 dub over Sean Bradley. Peyton Hillis is a big time one hit wonder though. That's for sure. Who is the better sports one hit wonder? Matt Flynn or Y.E. Yang? Got polls now up. Jalen to the land. That's the thing, like, who knows? Like, there's a whole bunch of narratives going around in Philly right now. You think so, Dan? So you think he has the... Because it was interesting. Like, why did he slip so far in the draft? He went to the 5th round. The Browns picked Dylan Gabriel ahead of him. Like, what? So, I don't know. Teams... I think you're right. Teams definitely, like, saw something they didn't like. You think he has better... like, that's what I'm saying. I was watching Shedor's highlights. Like, people in Philly would be like, I wish Jalen Hurts were making that throw. You know? You think he has better tangibles than Hurts. Interesting. All right, guys, we'll call that one. Yeah, the intangibles are really what's more important. Okay, so JK kind of agrees with you, Dad. All right, we'll call that Matt Flynn. Flynn's making a run here, guys. Don't look now. Don't look now. Now we got our next matchup is Joe Blanton. Joe Blanton versus Josh Gordon, guys. We're asking the question, who is the best one-hit wonder in sports? We're getting there through a bracket. Let's see, our first entrance to the Elite Eight. We've got Jeremy Lin, Chris Jenkins. This is almost like these are almost rigged, guys. Jeremy Lin versus Chris Jenkins, 2 basketball matchups. Linsanity versus Jenkins for the championship. We got Blake Bortles, one Jags run to the AFC championship game. I think they lost to, didn't they lose to Brady? I think they lost to Brady and the Pats. And Peyton Hillis, Cleveland legend. Yeah, no, Jalen Hurts. Yeah, that's a good point, JK. I don't even know if how well Jalen Hurts would do in Cleveland. So Dan makes a good point. I kind of agree with him. All right, so we got a couple more matchups here. Joe Blanton. Elena's like loving this. Elena is loving this, that Joe Blanton is making a run. Darn, JK. How can we turn it around? Is there anything to be done? Well, at least Myles Garrett is like guaranteed to win Defensive Player of the Year. So it's not the defense. I guess not the defense. All right, we'll call that one there, guys. Joe Blanton gonna move on. 3-2 over Josh Gordon. And that poll. Next one, guys, is a great matchup. Literally amazing. Tim Tebow versus Nick Foles. Tim Tebow versus Nick Foles. Who is the better sports one-hit wonder? That question is live. Joe Blanton. Good one, Elena. Good suggestion. Let's go, B-Wall. Welcome back, man. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Thanks for being here. I don't know, JK. What can we do about... You got the LeBron chip, but I don't know. Myles Garrett's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. There's hope. There's hope. And a high draft pick, as we've said. All right, we'll call that one there, guys. That's our final matchup of the second round. Nick Foles. B-Wall, Matt. Yeah. B-Wall. Matt Flynn defeated Yay. Oh, no. I'm sorry. We got one more matchup in the second round. My bad. My miscalculus. No revotes, dude. Never a revote. Never a respin. Icky Woods or Maurice Claret. Yeah, you can't leave, dude. You're going to get... They pinging you? All right, guys. So this is actually... Let me double check. This is our final second round matchup. Icky Woods, the Icky Shuffle, Maurice Claret, Ohio State, 2002 national champions, something like that. Let's see it was a pretty light sports night, wasn't it, guys? That's what we were saying. See what other... Uh-oh. Things are turning ugly up in Ann Arbor. The Thunder, guys. The Thunder are probably going to break the record for best season ever. They're up 26 points at halftime. Like, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, doesn't even play in the fourth quarter of games. Icky gonna win. We'll call that one there, guys. Icky gonna win. Probably based on the strength of the name, the Icky Shuffle. Like, what a name. 4-1, Icky Woods over Maurice Claret. Our Elite Eight, Jeremy Lin, Chris Jenkins, Blake Bortles, Peyton Hillis, Matt Flynn, Joe Blanton. Uh-oh, Elena. Matt Flynn versus Joe Blanton. Nick Foles, Icky Woods. Pretty... Doing a shuffle now, JK says. Let's go. The Icky Shuffle. I'll have to practice that, guys. Zoom out. We got our first doing a shuffle now. The Icky Shuffle. Sticky Icky Shuffle. Jeremy Lin took down the Bird. Mark Fidrich. Timmy Smith was a good one. A lot of good names in this, guys. These are some real deep cuts. Peyton Hillis. It's going to be hard to beat Peyton Hillis. It's going to be hard to beat a lot of these guys, actually. Jeremy Lin might be tough. So that poll's live now, guys. Hope everybody's staying warm tonight. It's cold out there. Coldest winter ever, and it's not even winter, as Juliet said. All right, we'll call that, guys. Jeremy Lin, he ain't losing that. Jenkins had your run. Jeremy Lin is kind of what, when we were talking about ideas about what to do, Jeremy Lin, I thought of Jeremy Lin. I'm like, yeah, he's the one-hit wonder. He's the one-hit wonder. We'll see if he wins. They wave limited you again, B-Wall? Why? Yeah, that's what you got to do. More snow today, JK? Jeez. These are two good ones. Peyton Hillis. Let's see if we got any Peyton Hillis highlights. He kind of looks like Cam Scattaboo. I mean, hey. You've been getting a ton of snow, right, JK? Just like massive amounts of snow. Because, like, Madden cover for nothing. Because, like, where I'm at, I'm getting lucky. Like, it's been cold and stuff, but no snow for the most part. I mean, little dustings and stuff, but nothing crazy. Rise to stardom. I mean, he was just a bulldog. Where did he go to school? Beast mode highlights. Yeah, I mean, snow every day. Razorback. Jerry didn't want him. Jerry Jones didn't want him. Shocker. Surprising. All right, we'll call that one there, guys. Peyton Hillis on to the next round. 4-1. Who was that? Oh my gosh, McFadden? Was he with McFadden? Who else? Wasn't there somebody else too? Wow, guys, at least I can remember that. So Peyton Hill's on to the next round. Was there? Did they have even another? Wow, that's craziness. That's a good call. That Arkansas backfield was insane. Did Darren McFadden deserve a spot on this list? All right, Elena is going to be upset with the result of this, no matter what. No, I'm just kidding. Elena will be all right if it's not, as long as it's Joe Blanton. That's what I'm saying. That Arkansas backfield was insane. I thought they had another. Felix Jones. That's right. He was the cowboy, wasn't he? They might have had McFadden too at one point, but geez, so they had McFadden, Felix Jones, and Peyton Hillis. That might be a good video. The most stacked Razorbacks backfield of all time. Felix Jones, he was good for Dallas. I don't think they ever gave him full-time carries, but who? Blanton? Or Matt Flynn? Matt Flynn hasn't even won yet, B-Wall. We're about to call it on this one. Guys, get your votes in. I'm about to call it. We're asking who is the better sports one-hit wonder, Matt Flynn or Joe Blanton. Matt Flynn was Aaron Rodgers' backup in Green Bay, had like one game. We still haven't figured out what game that was. the Matt Flynn game. It was against the Lions. Due to the performance of Matt Flynn. This is ridiculous, guys. It was they had already clinched. It was like the last week of the year. They had already clinched it. He threw for 6 touchdown passes and 480 yards. Matt Stafford, who we highlighted this morning, threw 5 touchdowns of his own, getting 520 yards. Yeah, we're not. No, Matt Flynn made this run on his merits alone. This is literally he almost deserves it more than Joe Blanton. They call it the Matt Flynn game. Like, not Joe Blanton is not called the Joe Blanton game. You know? What happened to the poll, guys? Did I even get the poll up? What happened? Where's the poll? Didn't Joe Blanton win? I don't see it anymore. Shoot, guys, what happened to the poll? I'm pretty sure Joe Blanton won. Oh, there it is. There it is. 4-1. I didn't see it for a second. What's this about, you all? Oh, you're rooting for Joe Blanton. All right, guys, our last matchup of the Elite Eight. Ickey Woods. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. We had a fun matchups tonight. One hit wonders Wednesday. Nuggets of wisdom. What'd you say, JK? Downrange isn't always in front of you. Still trying to figure out what that means. That's pretty deep. Downrange. So like downrange is like what's your target, I guess? Is that what it means? Your target isn't always in front of you? Am I interpreting that correctly? Clark said to be your authentic self, and we do preach that around here. Try not to be super preachy, but we do say be your true self. That's how we tap into target, enemy. Okay. Interesting. Very okay. Now it hits a little harder. That's a good one. That you explained it. Thank you for explaining that. All right, we'll call that there, guys. Nick Foles. Ickey had a really good run, but Nick Foles deserves this. Nick Foles deserves this. Shout out Nick Foles. He's got his own podcast. A little bit of Philly bias. Hey, maybe there's some Cleveland bias creeping into the chat, creeping into our channel these days. We've got Peyton Hillis versus Jeremy Lin in our first one-hit wonder matchup, Final Four. And then we got an all-Philly semifinal, Joe Blanton versus Nick Foles. What's good, B-Wall? Thanks for being here tonight, guys. Probably not going to do a second bracket tonight, but I do appreciate everybody being here. Hope everybody's having a great night. So we'll start off with our Final Four matchup, our first Final Four matchup, Jeremy Lin, Linsanity versus Peyton Hillis. Needs no introduction. But we'll give him one. Arkansas Razorback, Cleveland Browns legend up against Jeremy Lin, the Harvard Mamba. I don't know what they call him. Jeremy Lin was the first First Asian American? No. Yeah, maybe Asian American, because, like, Yao Ming wasn't an Asian American, right? I don't know. I read something about Jeremy Lin. Like, he was the first something or other. Lin is the first American of Chinese or Taiwanese descent to play in the NBA. One of the few Asian Americans to play in the league. I guess because... Yeah, well, I spelled it. What do you... I had Jeremy. I spelled Jeremy wrong. B-Wall, is that what you're saying? I spelled Jeremy wrong? That would not surprise me. Where did I have... I put... Jeremy Lin versus Peyton Hillis, guys. Final four matchups. I'll give this one another minute. See if I need to cast a tie-breaking vote. But our end doesn't look like it. Where's Raghav? What time is it over there, B-Wall? You tell me. You tell me where Raghav is. I'm with you, JK. I'm trying to wait. I'm waiting for one more. Oh, we got a tie? Oh, we got a tie. 6 votes. We'll leave it till it's been up for 2 minutes. And then we might call it. Let's go. Dan's back. Dan's back. Did you vote? Dan's back and cast that Jeremy Peyton Hills vote? Let's go. Well, we're going to end that. And I got to cast a tie-breaking vote, guys. I'm sorry for the Linsanity B-Wall. We're going to go with Peyton Hillis. Madden cover. Madden cover over Linsanity. Call me crazy, guys. 4-3. Tie-breaking vote. Dan showed up just in time. I was literally saying, I'm like, I'll give it till 2 minutes. I'll give it till 2 minutes. That's why you come back, Dan. Thanks for coming back. Lynn, I'm sorry, B-Wall. I give you the shout out though. Cleveland Bias creeping in. JK's got his. He's the reason this bracket came to be. It's true. It's true. It's true that Jeremy Lin is the reason this bracket came to be, but doesn't mean that he's destined to win the bracket. I give you credit, B-Wall. B-Wall gets full credit for this bracket and for suggesting Jeremy Lin. No, the point is, Jeremy Lin was never on the cover of 2K. Peyton Hillis was on the cover of Madden. Joe Blanton has a strong contingent that pushed him all the way to the Final Four and might push him into the finals. Believe land. Dan, what shirt? What shirt? I didn't see this 30 for 30. I do remember watching that 97 World Series, though. That was one of the first. Let's go. The Believe Land shirt. Cleveland Bias creeping in here. Well, we'll call it here. Well, we'll give it till 2 minutes. We'll see if there's some miracle Joe Blanton run, but I think Nick Foles deserves this. I mean, I guess, we could have done like Jeff Hostetler, right? Well, hurry back, B-Wall. We're nearing the finals, dude. Hurry back. I guess like Jeff Hostetler. I mean, we could have put other people on this. We had a good list, though, guys. This is a good list. We'll call it here. Windians. Oh, that sounds fire. Well, we'll call that there. We'll leave our B-Wall. You better hurry back. I mean, we'll leave up our finals for a little bit. But Nick Foles just won 4-2 over Joe Blanton. So we got our finals matchup, guys. What? Finals matchup, all-time one-hit wonders. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we'll get the poll up here so everybody can see what we're talking about. Peyton Hillis versus Nick Foles. Cleveland versus Philly. Let's go. The matchup that we all been waiting for. Polls live, guys. The Lost Island was Believe Land. Believe Land is right next to the land of Oz, bro. So yeah, what's this story with the mistake by the lake? The mistake by the lake. Oh yeah, JK, that's a good point. We'll Google it. We were in, I forget, I think it was I've been in a fantasy league, either baseball or football. One of the team names one year was Cuyahoga River Fires. I guess that was referencing Cleveland Municipal Stadium. The Cuyahoga River Fires. Elena went to Cuyahoga this summer. Oh, no way. So that's old. I didn't realize. They built the Cleveland Municipal Stadium in 1931. It hosted the Indians until 1993. I don't like, JK, how do you feel about them renaming, what was it, Jacobs Field, Progressive Field? Like, wasn't it Jacobs Field or something like that they moved to, I guess, after? Yeah, Jacobs Field. great history tonight, guys. All right, we'll call it there. We still call it the Jake. The Gund. I guess this Cleveland Municipal Stadium was like an early multi-purpose stadium. That's what I'm reading about here on Wikipedia. All right, guys. We've got our champion. Our champion tonight of one-hit wonders. I might have cast a tiebreak, and I don't know. We'll see. Good end of the story, though. They cleaned it all up. That is a good end of the story. We were going to have to take a trip out there to the land. So we'll ask the question. Guys, our last poll question of the night. Did Nick Foles deserve to win greatest sports one hit? Oh, Dan, we've been talking that for we got to. Did Nick Foles? Let's do it, man. I'm down. Did Nick Foles deserve to win greatest sports one hit wonder? We got to do Cherry Springs en route to Believe Land. I'm down. Did Nick Foles deserve to win greatest sports one hit wonder? Still call it the Jake. The Cavs still playing the Gund. I don't know about the Gund. Why did it get the nickname the Mistake by the Lake, though? If they used it for like 50 years? I'm just... Bring your... Hey, Bobby. You too, man. Thanks for being here, man. Have a great night. Game at the Dog Pound? What do they call it now? What did I just look at? It was like Huntington Bank Stadium or something. What do they call it these days? The Dog Pound is like the... JK shared a story about how they brought like a dog house in that had a keg of beer inside of it, something like that. So the Dog Pound's still there, but the fun isn't. It's not quite the same as it used to be. That's what I've heard. A lot of fun tonight, guys. No jail cell. That's for Cleveland Stadium. It's on the same... I just see it's on the same site. It's on the same site as where the... It's on the same site as this Mistake by the Lake. The stadium foreshadowed, this is from the Wikipedia page, the stadium foreshadowed problems that would emerge 40 years later when cookie-cutter stadiums were in vogue due to the fundamentally different sizes. The baseball sightlines left much to be desired. I mean, I grew up, literally, guys, I grew up going to Veterans Stadium, which is basically Philly's version of the Mistake by the Lake. It hosted the Eagles. Not for as long though. That's cool that they opened it in like the 30s or something like that. 31. Like I think the Vet was opened in the 70s. The Vet only made it like 30 years. Cleveland Municipal Stadium made it like 60 something. But I mean, I grew up going to games at the Vet, sitting in the nosebleeds from hot dog tickets. Like they would give away tickets. Like literally all you had to do was buy a pack of hot dogs. And my dad would buy like 4 packs of hot dogs. And you could get a ticket to the Phillies game. and you like it would be a nosebleed ticket, but you just do the Flynn method. Shout out Matt Flynn. I don't know if he does the Flynn method, but the move down. You know, you just keep moving down. By the time the ninth inning rolls around, you might be behind home plate. So, Nick Foles deserved to win. Okay, so we picked a good winner. Trade rules in the NBA regarding draft picks. Okay. It is one. Elena, shout out Elena, one of the best deals of all time. Did Nick Foles? Okay, so I guess people think he deserved to win. That might be the first unanimous. Can't really remember, but maybe the first unanimous in terms of deserve to win. Everybody seems to think Nick Foles did deserve to win. I'll look it up. Specifically the Cavs. The art of Cleveland fandom. I mean, it is something different, you know? Definitely respect to the Cleveland fans. I mean, Philly's a little spoiled these days. Phillies in Philly is, I would say it's worth the trip. I really like Citizens Bank Ballpark. It's a nice stadium. It's a lot of fun, especially like it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And it's like a baseball, it's like a baseball stadium. Exactly. If they're doing their thing. I haven't been to like a playoff game yet, guys, since they've been going on this run. Playoffs only. As Dad says, I have like the atmosphere in the playoffs is probably insane. I haven't been to one of those, but it's probably insane. And no, I really like JK. Have you been you've been to PNC Park in Pittsburgh? Definitely come make the trip to Philly, man. I mean, we'll have a good time. We'll have a good time anytime. Probably, I mean, it's probably the best sports fan experience of the four Philly sports. I don't know, maybe Flyers. Maybe Flyers are higher. Dan, you could help me decide that. What's a better fan viewing experience? Flyers or Phillies? In Philly, dude, PNC is so nice. I love PNC Park. I went to college in Pittsburgh. I haven't been back all too much since I was there, but PNC Bank is, PNC, such a nice, and it's like right on the river like that. Love that. We will have a fun tailgate, that's for sure. Okay, that's cool. Comerica in Detroit. I've never been out there to Detroit. The 313. Not gonna talk any smack on the 3. You won't hear me talking any smack on the 313. That's for sure. That's for sure. Or the 216 or the 215, guys. It's all love out there. Comerica. Did they played in what Tiger Stadium? Wasn't there a Tiger Stadium that was like super old or something like that? What did Comerica replace? I don't know, guys. We'll see. It seems like you'll never get out you'll never get out of the lot is true. That's true, Dad. No, I want Comerica Field, not the financial services company. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Comerica Park. Yeah, that looks cool. It was Tiger Stadium. 1912. So you went to Tiger Stadium? Jeez, multi-use stadium. Interesting. I mean, these stadiums have cool histories, guys. Cool histories to read about. And it's cool because, like, I don't know. I'll always remember, like, I don't know, Dan, you remember when they tore down the vet, you know, and we were, like, kids. And, like, the vet was not loved, you know, like, the vet was, like, it was really certainly not loved. Let's just say that, you know. But at the same time, like, I still felt sad, like, when they tore it down. I guess maybe because I was a little younger and I couldn't appreciate, like, oh, nicer things are coming. But, like, I was sad. In the news, like, you know, the news were interviewing people that, like, went to watch it get demolished. And I'm sure that happened, like, all these places. Like, Tiger Stadium is no more, you know. All these stadiums, like, all the memories they hold. So, we'll keep doing this digging, history digging, looking at different angles of history, sports, intersection of sports and history, mainly sports, you know. Nothing but that's actually true. I forgot about the lawsuits, Dan. Forgot about that stuff. I forgot about them. So thanks for everything tonight, guys. Thanks for being here. I think we're gonna call it for the night tonight. We'll be back on tomorrow morning, evening. Try to think up a fun exercise to do. You have cufflinks made from polished Tiger Stadium seats? Like Tiger Stadium in Detroit? Right? What's the... They don't call the LSU Stadium Tiger Stadium, right? That's sweet. Like, people... Wisdom Wednesday, let's go. Thanks for sharing the wisdom. I'll be marinating on all the wisdom that we shared tonight, overnight. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your night. We'll get our goodbyes in, guys. You guys are the best. Really appreciate all the contributions, fun conversations that we have, cool things that we learn. Like, we learn stuff every day. You know, share our knowledge, have fun, have some laughs. Good night, Elena. Good night, everybody. Hope everybody has a great night, and we'll talk soon. It's not goodbye. It's see you later. So we'll be back on tomorrow. Peace, guys. And we'll talk soon.